will make you the co-host so you can go ahead and present. Okay, just a second. I'm going to do online this one.
Sure,
So
no
it should be,
problem.
yeah. We'll make you the co-host so you can go ahead and. Yeah, now you can go ahead, Akash, please.
Okay. So now it's time to welcome our guest speaker, Manish Meshram. Before moving further, I would like to give his brief introduction. Like Manish Meshram, is an IT leader with over 18 years of experience. He's heads the SAP practice and product development at a top IT firm in New Jersey, driving enterprise transformation and innovative product strategies. He is originally from Nagpur, Maharashtra, and has expertise in healthcare, life sciences, and pharmaceuticals. Um, an AI enthusiast and researcher, Manish has explored artificial intelligence, deep learning, gen editing, neuroscience, and cognitive science, aiming to advance intelligent system for business, healthcare, and human life. And today he'll be discussing on the topic of the science of meditation, the science of the brainwaves to well-being, the science of meditation. So I would like to request him to guide us further regarding this topic.
Thank you, Akash. Thank you for the introduction. So let me share my screen. Uh, should I can see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. But if you can make a full slide, yeah, thank you.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity to present. So my name is Manish, and today my topic for the presentation is the science behind the meditation and mindfulness, from brainwave to well-being. Before we delve into the production into the presentation, I'm gonna just briefly introduce about myself. Like Akash mentioned, I have 18 years of experience in IT industry. I have worked with life sciences, pharma, medical devices, and I have also built many products around healthcare, which includes EMR and uh, and other areas of healthcare. I have also worked in manufacturing, utilities, and retail. Although I don't come from a neuroscience background, but I have a deep interest learning about neuroscience. So today I'm going to talk about the neuroscience and how it is related to meditation and mindfulness. We have three Tripitikas, right? Sutta Pitika, Abhidhamma Pitika, and then we have Vinaya Pitika. So Abhidhamma is about the mind and matter and how it relates. And I'm going to draw a parallel to neuroscience. I'm going to arm you with some of the neuroscience concept, well to understand how it helps us with the meditation. So my journey about meditation started 4 years back. I went to a Vipassana center. Since then, I started meditation. I practice every day for an hour, and that's what drive me into the meditation. And then I got into the research area. So I have done some research finding based on neuroscience. There is also cognitive science, which is my topic today, which I'm gonna explain in more detail. So let me get into the details. So one thing I want to mention is my inspiration derives from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. In his early writing and speeches, he mentioned like there has to be an eagerness, there has to be the enthusiasm, eagerness, and the things the way it is, right? So that's where he wrote Riddles of Hinduism. So that's where my inspiration derives from Buddha and Dr. Ambedkar writing and speeches. So let me go into the details. So this is me again, Navabuddha and Jai Bhim to everyone. This is my avatar. My today's presentation is full of AI. I've used the science and science-based tool, and then we are going to get more into the details of the neuroscience and meditation. So let me minimize this. So there are 5 innovations that will really transform our lives, right? So there are 5 technology innovations. So one is the quantum computing, right? So we know 0 and 1, machine learning only understand the digital language in bits, which is 0 and 1, but quantum computing is about the quant bit, which is the superimposition of 0 and 1. Then blockchain, we have seen there is a blockchain which has brought cryptocurrency. There are smart contracts, smart document through which we can identify the source from where it is coming from. So blockchain is another. Then another one is AI and deep learning. So with AI, uh, in, it is said AI is transforming our life so much. Like it is said that the wealth in America is going to shift in next 10 years uh, to multiple people. Like the NVIDIA, the CEO of NVIDIA, he says we are going to create more millionaire than we have created millionaires and billionaires in the internet world. In last 20 years, we have seen the advent of internet, and there are research from McKinsey which says 85 to 93% of the industries are looking for AI implementation. And then according to the World Economic Forum, 85% of the population which is working in IT, they will be replaced by AI or the people who know AI. And AI is going to create like 1.3 trillion economy. So that is where AI is heading towards. And the whole formation of AI is based upon the structure of the brain, right? So we have brain. In our brain, we have neurons and they are connected to each other. But AI is still using like 5% of our brain structure. But if you look at our brain, it's very complicated. There are billions of neurons. Each of the neuron carries a weight. It has the memory, it has the uh, awareness and all those things. So we are going to talk about that. The another thing which is very interesting to me is gene editing. So gene editing is you can, using gene editing you can reprogram your cell, and I'm going to give couple of examples about the gene editing. Using gene editing, we can transform the life. So there are capitalists who are deeply inventing and spending most of their energy and time in gene editing so that it doesn't become, there are biohackers, so that it doesn't become the thing of capitalists. So there are gene editing which is very important. So I'm going to give a couple of example on gene editing, so that will give more idea what it is. And then cognitive science. So this is what I'm going to talk about. The most of my talk is around cognitive science and neuroscience. So there is one thing which I really like about science. The science and science-based tool is, in just 100 years, the science has deepened our understanding of universe far more than religion has in 10,000 years. And there is an exception to Buddha's teaching, and I'm going to explain that. Many scientists has proven that. So there is Albert Einstein who is embracing Buddha's teaching. He says that any the teaching of Buddha meets modern scientific need, and it will transcend personal God, avoid dogmas and theology. And most of his invention, if you see, they have come in the present moment, in the deep calm state. Many people argue that if you don't turn on your thinking mode, how do you make inventions, right? So he claims that during your present and calm state, that is where he was able to bring most of his innovations. So since I was talking about gene editing, right? So gene editing is something which can reprogram your cells. So this is one example which tells uh, uh, human, when during the reproduction process we have an embryo, right? The human embryo. So what scientists and researchers are saying, that if we just inject the gene editing cell, the next 7 and 8 generation will not have that particular type of cancer. So that's what gene editing is being used for treating the specific cancers. And there are so many use cases and studies around this. So this is evolving very faster. The another use case is the scientists also have the DNA structure of dinosaurs, right? So it is potentially said that we can even bring back the dinosaurs to the life. It is still a fiction, but that is much more possible. So that is what gene editing is doing today. And then I don't know if you guys know about the stem cells. There was a ban. Japanese ministry was researching on this. So there was a ban in 2019. So now they lifted the ban. Now we can grow the human organ like heart, uh, brain, liver, everything into the animal. You can see in the picture, we are able to uh, grow the human organ in animal body. So the goal is to use animal to grow organ so that can be transplanted to humans. Right now, we are looking for another donor who can donate the organ. So with this, we don't need to donate our organ. We can grow in the animal body, and that can be transplanted. So this is not a fiction. This is really happening, and this is approved by the Japanese government. So there is another interesting innovation which has happened in the AI world. So scientists, there is something called as Yamanaka factor. This is also related to stem cell. So scientists discovered the Yamanaka factor in 2006, for which they receive a Nobel Prize. So what it is saying is we can reprogram our human cells to the age of 20. So our heart cell, skin cell, brain cell, we can bring back them to the biological prime to the age of 20. And this is again not a fiction, this is really happening. The protein can convert any normal cell into universal stem cell. If we inject the stem cell, they can turn into a youthful cell. The original Yamanaka factor was not very good, and it was not ready to convert into a product. So late this year, using OpenAI, see, OpenAI is again coming into picture. So OpenAI, they built specifically to create a new protein. So they gave all the research the Yamana factor had to OpenAI. Now the new version is 50 times more effective than the original version. So OpenAI model started repairing 30% of cell in just 7 days. So this is another innovation which is happening. So the science and science-based tool has taken us a long way. So this is the example which shows in coming years we will be able to uh, uh, get our cell back to the age of 20. So this is very interesting. Now I will get to the meat of our topic. So cognitive science. So what is cognitive science? So today in US there are many PhD courses, master courses, PhD courses done on cognitive science. So cognitive science is a study of human mind and brain, focusing on how mind represent and manipulate knowledge, and how mental representation and process are realized in the brain. So the consciousness, it is related to consciousness. The term is commonly defined being awake, noticing, and the existence of something. But from the neuroscience perspective, the meaning shift from brain being active and consider the further states like alertness, dreaming, and wakefulness. So that is what cognitive science means. So it is associated with memory, perception, artificial intelligence, attentions, consciousness. We all know about consciousness, right? Meditation is all about consciousness being present and learning and development, and the knowledge processing, right? We many people know 2 or 3 language at least. So how the language processing is there, that is all through the cognitive science. So I'm gonna get deep dive into the scientific foundation for meditation and mindfulness. The evidence based on the evidence based insight into meditation, mind over matter. So this is one story about the monk in Nepal. You might have heard about this monk in YouTube. There are many podcasts. So scientists in America, specifically in Wisconsin, they were researching on human mind, why people are depressed. So Dalai Lama was visiting United States of America. So he told scientists, instead of, they were not finding any good result with getting the data from the depressed mind. So he told the scientists, why don't you talk to one of our monk? They are meditating and get the data from there. So So this a monk from Nepal, he showed up. He had a story where he used to had a panic attack. He used to live in Nepal, in the mountain, and his father asked him to do meditation. So at very early age, at the age of 8 or 9, he started meditating, and then he showed up into the Wisconsin lab. So they invited him. They took his brain signal, and they found out that he is, although he was 41 year of age, but his brain was 33-year old, 8 year younger. So there is fMRI machine, which is functional magnetic resonance imaging, which gets the brain signals. So what we found out is his empathy circuit went from 7 to 800%, and researcher found that this is extreme increase in and which befuddles the science. And the closest resemblance is elliptical seizure, but those episodes last only for brief seconds. So you can see this is anterior insula. His empathy circuit rose from 7 to 800%. So they took it into the fMRI machine, and that's where they took their brain signal. This is, you can see, this is uh, uh, the magnetic tapes which is attached to his brain, and that's how we take the brain signal. So this is what meditation gives. Through the meditation, we are able to achieve this result. So I'm going to arm you with little bit of neuroscience concept, enough to know how it impacts with the meditation, right? So there are pre dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. So this is the part of the cortical prefrontal cortex, and there is hippocampus. So hippocampus. So I visited one of the session in my kids school. So kids are vaping in school. There are flavors in India and US. We have found kids 7 8 years kid, they are vaping. Vaping means the flavors, and they were saying this is very susceptible to get into the drugs and addiction. So what hippocampus does is it stores your short-term memory, and when you start smoking and vaping, this short-term memory is lost. So people who are smoking, they have a very short-term, so it doesn't affect your long-term memory, but it affects your short-term memory. So hippocampus is related to the short-term memory. So there are other functions of brain, like amygdala is with respect to the fear, emotions, and with respect to meditation, how this is going to help. I'm going to cover that in next couple of slides. So our brain composes of two parts, cerebrum and cerebellum. Cerebellum is the largest part of the brain, and through meditation, how we can control that. So this is some of the research studies, brain activity during meditation. So prefrontal cortex, which I explained in the earlier slide, so that is associated with attention, regulation, and decision making. So whatever attention, like you are paying attention to my presentation, so this is your prefrontal cortex is active. There are brain regions like alpha waves, beta waves, gamma. So those the prefrontal cortex helps with that. So this is during the resting period. So person who is in the resting period and person who is in the meditative state. In the meditative state, the prefrontal cortex, it increases. So that means your attention regulation increases with that. And there is something called as DMN, which is called default mode network. So what default mode network does is it is related to daydreaming, thoughts. Uh, so if you meditate, it decreases with the meditation. Uh, so it is said that there is also a Harvard study which I'm going to share next. But DMN is about daydreaming. When I was kid, I was always wondering why I always daydream. So until I got into meditation, that's where I learned like it is associated with DMN, default mode network. So this is the study, a research study which tells during meditation how it will help you to increase your brain activity. So this is Harvard's research study which says human mind is a wandering mind, and wandering mind is unhappy mind. Uh, so there is a research article which says if you go to this link, you will also read about this. Wandering mind is not a happy mind. And these are researchers, Professor Gilbert and Killingworth. He's a psychology professor at Harvard, and he says uh, that if we focus on present, we are more happy. But if our mind is wandering, then we have an unhappy mind, and that can be controlled through meditation. So now this is more details about brainwave. Brainwave, brainwave power during meditation. So you can see these are the person, the one which is before meditation. So before meditation, and the one who are expert, right? The beginner level and the expert level. It shows how the pattern grows into with the graphic. This is uh, with respect to the expert level and the beginner level. So there are beta waves, alpha waves, theta waves, and delta waves. When we meditate, there is a device which is called EEG device, through which can measure the brain activities. So this is how the brain wave can affect with respect to the meditation. So now, what is the corporate culture doing today, right? The Salesforce put a meditation room on every floor on its new tower. So Salesforce CEO Mark Benford, he is a big fan of meditation and mindfulness, and he has been meditating for almost like 2 decades. And he's one of the most vocal supporter for promoting inner peace and mindfulness. Google has also installed unique bunker-inspired meditation chamber designed by Office of Thing. Apple, Apple, um, given the state of Steve Jobs, he was long-standing personal practice of Zen, Buddhism, and meditation, and has been part of Apple culture for a year. The company has constructed meditation room in his office worldwide. Yahoo provide meditation room everywhere in their offices where worker can relax and de-stress. Nike has also started in-office meditation and yoga classes to help employees manage stress and stay focused. So there are huge podcast videos. People are talking about Buddhism and meditation part of it. So the corporate are also realizing what is the benefit of meditation. So now this is one another example. So in a brain there is something called as amygdala. Okay, so amygdala is related to the fear. Fear, if anything, fear, threat, fear. So amygdala response provide a response to it. So you can see this is the part of the amygdala. So people who are meditating, who are the beginner, the amygdala is very high. But the people who are expert, it's very low. So you can see in the trend, the expert level, the amygdala response is very low. But when you look at the beginner, they are very susceptible to fear. So they have fear of various things about their past. If they see something, if there's something very explicit, they are very susceptible. So the amygdala of their brain is very susceptible to that. So it is related to emotional processing, memory and learning, and stress responses. So if you have any stress in the body, pain, so it releases the stress hormone, which is called cortisol. So that is what amygdala is related with. I'm going to give an example later in the next slide, which tells you how the monks experience that. So in a brain, how brain activity responds during pain, right? So the person who are expert, they feel less intensity with the pain, but the beginner have more intensity, right? And the expert, they have less unpleasantness, and the beginners, they have more unpleasant feeling, the brain activity. So people who are meditating, there could be decrease in their amygdala activity. So the one which I showed in our earlier slide, the amygdala is the one which is responsible for it, and you can control that through meditation. So this decrease might correlate with reduced activity to emotional stimulus and decrease in emotional arousal. So this is you can see in the picture, right? There is a monk, and if anybody, a layman person, if he is, they see an accident, they see a blood, their blood pressure goes down, their blood pressure increases, they feel some anxiety. But you see a person who is meditating, or a monk who is meditating, they don't feel any fear, they don't have any emotional attachment to it, right? Even if you see a snake, the people will get very fearful the moment they see it, right? But with the monk, the emotional images, right? So this is what the graph shows. The person who is meditating, their their amygdala response is low, but if the person who is not meditating, less experience, their amygdala response is very high. So this is what the meditation does to your mind and body. Okay, so that's what covers about the meditation. I'm gonna go more details into the. I'm not gonna get into the types of meditation, but I'm going to just brief. There is Anapana, Vipassana, Metta meditation, Satipathan, Patikumula Sikhara meditation, and then five precepts. Everybody know about those five precepts. I'm not gonna go into the details, but what meditation and mind does to your body. So it is good to have mastery of speech, good to have physical mastery, but one who is master of his mind is a warrior of real courage. So I explained that with the help of neuroscience. If your mind is stable, if you are meditating, you know don't need to be fearful. It's your body, it's your brain which will react to it. So now, when I got into meditation, with the Vipassana meditation, I only learned about the Anapan and the Satipathan and various form of meditation. But later, through my research, I learned about jhanas. So there are 8 type of jhanas, and how it is related to neuroscience, I'll explain that. So there are 8 jhanas. The first 4 are called Rupa jhanas, and the next 4 are called Arupa jhanas. The first jhana, so even before we get into the Vipassana meditation, there is a practice of jhanas, which is part of Anapan meditation. So first jhana uh, is applied thought. The second jhana is pitta. So around your face, you will feel when you go into the second jhana, enter into the second jhana, you'll feel the sukha, which is sorrow, which is the happiness, pitta, sukha, and ekagata, stronger absorption without discursive thinking. The third jhana is where the joy fades and replaced by calm and contentment. And the fourth jhana is again upeka, which is called equanimity, ekagata, which is neutral, deep stillness, and balance beyond pleasure and pain. You can see here in the picture the 4 jhanas, and the next 4 jhanas is associated with infinite. The fifth jhana is infinite space. When you go into the meditation, you will feel the infinite space, like you are focusing on the perception of in endless space. When you enter into the sixth jhanas, the shift focuses from space to boundless awareness. The seventh jhana is nothingness, the perception of absence or nothing remaining. And the eighth jhana is extremely subtle state. Perception is so faint, it's almost absent. That is what is about the 8 jhanas. So once you enter into the 8 jhanas, that's where you can start your Vipassana meditation. So that is about the Arupa jhanas. Now, how is the jhana related with the cognitive science, right? So we spoke about one pointedness ekagata. So it is associated with your gamma synchronicity, like prefrontal cortex, what we were talking about. This is the prefrontal cortex, which is related to your attention, right? So this what is becoming active. Suppression of verbal thoughts. So default mode network, right? We said if the default mode network is active, your mind is wandering, right? So with suppression of verbal thought, you are deactivating your default mode network. There's a bliss, joy, pity, which is the second jhana. um, we have dopamine in our body, right? So dopamine is associated with happiness. There is serotonin, there is oxytocin. So dopamine is another um, which body secretes, and it is related to happiness. And sometimes insula and amygdala region. Equanimity is upeka. This is again increase in your prefrontal cortex of your brain. Alert, sense of self, deactivation in medial prefrontal cortex. Again, it is associated with your DMN, deactivation of DMN. And deep focus. Deep focus is when the ACC of the brain, which is anterior cingulate cortex. This is associated with deep attention. Okay, and stillness, reduce activity in your sensory cortices, especially during the higher jhanas. So this is what jhanas and cognitive science is associated with. This is again more details about each jhanas. I'm not going to go into the more details, but the first jhana, joy, happiness, pure equanimity, infinite space. There is a neuroscience parallel with each of the jhanas. How our brain activates, functions of the brain activate based on each jhanas. So there is another factor. I don't know if you guys know, there is kasina, which is another part of meditation. So kasina is simple. The whole field of meditation object mean to feel the mind awareness. So there are different type of kasinas. When we go into the jhanas, this is also associated with jhanas. So there is the experience of kasina. Kasina totally means the meditator focuses on it until the mind becomes unified. So there are like 8 to 9 kasina types. There is earth kasina, water kasina, the fire kasina, there is earth kasina. Then there are colors: blue, yellow, red, white, and light. And then there is a space. So the example is the clay disc. I'm going to explain this with an example in the next slide. But these are what are the type of kasina. This is what you feel during the meditation when you focus on this particular type of object. There are type of nimittas. Nimittas is nothing but your mental object. So when you meditate, it's a mental object. There are two type of nimittas. One is Ugatta nimitta and there is Patibhag nimitta. So you can see in this example, the first mental image of your meditation object often a bit fuzzy or imperfect, like a photographic memory of your object. So in this example, you can see this is a earth kasina, and the image showing the transition of Ugga nimitta, acquired sign, to Patibhag nimitta for a earth kasina. You'll see an initial slightly imperfect clay which is gradually transmitting into a very smooth, luminous, featureless field of the earth. So this is what you see when you are in the early stage, and then it becomes a very still, luminous, smooth with the nimitta. And the second is Patibhag Nimitta. This is again showing the water kasina, right? So this is your Nimitta is nothing but your mental image, where in this example it shows the refined, purified version of your acquired sign appears spontaneously as concentration, steadiness, and vitaka. So in this example, you can see the image of a water kasina. This is a water kasina, initially a bowl of water with substyle, ripple, and reflection, evolving into a very perfect, still pure and luminous circle for water. So this help to develop bright and stable nimitta, which act as a bridge into jhanas. So these jhanas, kasina, nimitta, these are part of meditation, and and this is very deep into the meditation when you delve into the details of meditation. So it is said, there is one more thing I want to add. There is a book called The Power of Now. In that it says a person has uh, 64,000 thoughts in a day, and the mostly the person is focusing on past, not on present. So if you have a thinking mind, the mind is wandering. You have 65,000 thoughts which appears in a day. So now Anapan, I'm not going to go into the details because most of you have done Vipassana meditation, but there is Anapan meditation, which means Anapan Sati is a Pali word, which means Ana is incoming breath, uh, Apana means outgoing breath, Sati means awareness. And there is a meditation technique, how you meditate. So there is, you have to sit comfortably, close your eyes, remove your glasses if you have glasses, and then don't try to use any word, right? Regulate your breath, and when the mind wanders, bring it back to the awareness. So what is the benefit of using Anapan meditation is increase in your concentration of mind, memory becomes sharp, decision making power improves, increase self confidence, increase capacity of the work, mastery over the mind, better ability to understand, express oneself, a mind become healthy, wholesome, and strong, and one become full of good wishes of others. So that's what the benefit of anapan meditation. And like I mentioned, there are different type of meditation. One is also walking meditation. If people have problem sitting for a very long period of hours, you can also have walking meditation. So you can, while eating, drinking, chewing, or even testing or driving car, you can be aware about the present moment while standing, sitting, asleep. So there are various ways where you can be aware of every moment what is happening. So that is about the walking meditation. So how meditation can cure prolonged illness, right? So one example I'll give is when I went to Vipassana meditation. Uh, uh, so there I learned like Goenka Guruji. He was facing a problem with his mind. So he went to various doctor in Japan and various countries, and nobody was able to cure. And then he started meditation, and it completely went away. So that is what he in his video he explains. But how meditation can cure prolonged illness, right? You can see this person, he doesn't have any limbs. He's using a prosthetic arm controlled by the brain. So using brain, the people who don't have limbs or handicap, there are prosthetic arm, and using brain you can control that. The only way the people who are handicapped, they are asked to focus on their mind and meditation so that they can control their prosthetic arm. Now there are so many invention using just your brain. You can turn on the light, turn off the lights. So that is all happening through the brain signals like alpha, beta, gamma waves. So that is how meditation helps. Meditation may ease anxiety. It will help to focus. If people who are having headache relief and blood pressure control, they can also uh, control through the meditation. So that's how the meditation is helping. In 2017, American Heart Association, they also issued a statement like meditation, uh, saying the practice may reduce the risk of heart disease. So there are many benefits of meditation in your personal, professional, and also for your personal well-being. So that is how meditation can help with your prolonged illness. So that's what conclude my presentation. I'll open up for any questions, comments. If anybody has anything to ask, I will be open to answer. But again, I don't come from a neuroscience background, but I have made an effort. I have done enough research to find out how meditation helps. Thank you. Over to you,
Akash, are you there?
Akash. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Uh, Thank you very much, Manish, for your valuable insights. And any questions for Manish? Okay, I'll go first. I have
Yeah.
a question. Like since I'm from a non-STEM background,
Yeah.
and what advice would you like give me as a non-STEM student who is interested in exploring AI possibilities, but don't know where to start, like, and how to contribute without a technical background? So, what would you advise me?
Yeah, I mean AI, you will have to eventually get into AI. The person who knows, because see, AI is only taking away the IT jobs. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are coming from, there are a lot of engineers needed, right? There are people onto the field, like in the operation side, a lot of people are needed. But if you are equipped with AI, it will definitely help. So if you haven't started, you should definitely start on AI. There are so many things available online. Like I said, right? The next big thing, which is gonna turn into many millionaires in next 5 to 10 years, which we have seen 20 years of age of internet, right? So with AI, this can be a side hustle for you.
Mm-hmm.
Side, many people are gonna get into this. So you start now. It's never late. You can start now and start learning along with what you are doing today.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, raise the hand.
Yeah, I have raised my hand. Hello.
Yeah, Satyanaji, go ahead.
Okay, I'll briefly put a couple of
हे
questions.
आता खूपच क्वेश्चन विचारते हैं जस्ट 4 घंटे लागले त्याच्या क्वेश्चनसाठी
Hello. Is there
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll put them all together. First of all, I want to mention that I've tried Vipassana. 10
Yeah.
days Shivir I have attended in Gaya in India.
Yeah.
But I couldn't feel any effect, any perceptible effect. And I have not been able to meditate. I must confess that I haven't tried it long enough. Okay,
Yeah.
so and let me finish all the three questions that I have. And what is the difference between anapana and vipassana? I couldn't figure out from what you said. If you could explain that a little more. And then turning on and off the lights, does that require the head to be somehow connected to the switch by, some electrical wire or something? I don't know how. Are you suggesting that the brain wave somehow travels to the switch and turns it on and off? Okay, if you could shed some more light on that.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
two.
yeah.
And third
Yes.
one is,
Yeah.
what is this alpha, beta, gamma waves that people talk about in the brain or in the body?
Yeah.
So if you could explain that. So those are
Sure.
the three questions. And lastly, was daydreaming and wandering thoughts. So what's the difference between those?
Sure. So you have multiple question. I'll attend one by one. So means meditation. If you do vipassana or meditation once, it's not going to help me. At least I did 3-4 times, and I continued the practice. That's what I realized the benefit of it. And just sitting idle and then meditating, it's very painful. Initially, it's very painful. You cannot just sit because the bodily pain occurs, then you cannot focus on your mind, but that's what it is. So once you get into the habit, that's where you get to learn. But but you have to start very early. Means if you realize the benefit of meditation, that's how you can get into it. The difference between anapan and vipassana meditation is, anapan is about the breathing technique. Okay, so you breathe in, breathe out. So you just focus on your breathing technique. So once you focus on breathing, that's where you can get away from your thoughts. So if your thoughts appear, right, let the thoughts come in, but like try to focus on present. So it's training your mind. Our mind is a monkey mind, right? The monk says our mind is always jumping. It's a monkey mind. We have to tame our mind to bring to the present. So if we focus on present, that's where you are going to realize the benefit. The third thing you asked is uh, uh, about what
Like
was it?
turning the lights on and off.
Yeah, so the alpha, beta, and gamma waves, right? So there is something called as EEG, a device which is used for capturing your brain signals, right? So it is nothing but your magnetic resonance from your brain. It so whatever activity you are doing, right, we can capture, like your pulse, like your heartbeat. You can capture your heartbeat through the pulse, like that. The brain also has the waves. It's called alpha, beta, gamma waves. So that's where you can capture. So if you put the EEG device on your head and you just think, I have seen an experiment in the lab where people can just using the brain waves, you can turn on, turn off the light. So that's what the experiment. It's still experimental. It's not into production yet, but it's still experimental. And then what was the other question, Satyanaji?
Yeah, this well, I wanted to know what is this alpha, beta, gamma.
Yeah, so those are the brain waves. So when we measure any activity with respect to the brain. That's how they monitor. So uh, if you see any neuroscience people, the way they collect the data is through those signals. So that is what it is.
So is that like electrical wave?
No, it's not. I would not say electrical waves. Like our body, right? If you look at our body has a pattern, right? It has the cells. Every moment the body is changing, right? So this is some kind of like you have heartbeats. It's part of a brain. That's what I don't know if I can explain that into words, but that is what it is.
And you said we have to start very early. What do you mean? Early in our age, or early in the morning, or what?
Yeah, so early means early in the age, I mean to say. So means when you are at very later stage of the life, you are already having a lot of um, the body which bothers you, right? But you can still do walking meditation, focusing on the present, realizing the present moment. But that's what when I went to the Vipassana meditation, that's what they told me, right? And when I learned about it, you have to realize the benefit when you are in your early stage of life. If you start meditating, that's where you will realize most of your potential.
Okay, so for 83-year-old man, what's
I would not comment on that. I think I'm not an expert at meditation since I only started 4 years back, right? So I'm also learning, I'm also experimenting, and it's all about your experience. I think there are more there are more practitioners on meditation, like our monks. I think we should seek advice from them. What should we do at that age? I would not be the right person to comment on that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You are very enlightening, very organized,
Thank
excellent
you, sir.
presentation. Jai Bhim.
Jai Hind.
Uh,
Thank you, Satyanaji. Yeah.
Yeah, any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
My name is Sanika. Hi,
Yes, Anika, you went on mute. I think you got unmuted.
Oops. Oh, sorry. Hi, my name is Sanika, and I was just saying, Manish, that was a great talk. It was really insightful, and I work at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia as a clinical research coordinator, and we did have like a baby who had recently had gene editing therapy and also got benefits from that therapy. So it was great. My question for you was how did you, as a person who's not into healthcare, become interested in this sector of healthcare? And my next question is, where what would be the best way to kind of connect with you?
Sure, definitely. See, I was always keen into learning new things, and I come from a pharmaceutical background. I did a lot of implementation. I work in SAP, and I build a lot of products. So one of the product I built, healthcare medical record. I know medical billing. So that's where my interest started. So I happened to go into a lot of healthcare conferences, and I was presenting our products. And I happened to meet a few people from the research area, a research lab, and we also do a lot of AI work, like AI work in healthcare, like many use cases we have done in healthcare. That's where I learned about gene editing. So that's where drove my interest into gene editing. And sure, definitely we can connect. We can have conversation. I will share my contact details, and we can have a separate conversation. Thank you so much.
Hey Manish, this side Manish Wamankar.
Yeah.
It was really great talk. Okay, means I'm from IT industry, so I can understand what is AI is talking about and what AI is going for it. Because
Yeah.
even when I was getting introduced to computer, I know like how when we are talking about camera or scanning and all. So I always relate our human body part. Like when we're talking about camera scanning means we are eye scanning or listening and those type of things. I was just relating that way. Like when I was learning computer, like what is computer memory means brain. That way
Yeah.
I was learning those things, and now AI I can understand like the way it's going on. So I don't have any question, just want to like say like it's really good talk the way you relate between artificial intelligence and meditation. That was a like a really enlightened one. I mean, I really like the idea, and I believe over the period of time like world will understand the importance of meditation and the things which done long back without like like during Lord Buddha's time when we don't have that type of technology and all, or still how the things are connected and understanding this world. And now AI is going on the similar path, and learning that or exploring more on that side is really good. And I like the way you connected these two dots, like two from past and then future, and there is a connecting wire which we may not able to see it, but over the period of time we'll understand it. And I emphasize on that, like doesn't matter who our audience, who are from whichever field, uh, don't hesitate to learn AI because that is the future. Like the way our mobile industry, like touch everyone's life. Doesn't matter if it's a farmer or IT engineer or anybody. Same way AI will be touch everyone. So keep learning that side. I mean, whatever way we can learn it, keep exploring that side. Don't like avoid it, like this is not our cup of tea, like that way. So like everyone, whether it's the kids or whether like a different sector people are working, please keep learning that part. Just want to emphasize that because I can see that potential of AI, like it will be like because if we will not catch it up, we maybe stay behind. So we don't want to stay behind on that industry or that sector or that knowledge. So yeah, really good talk. I really like that. Thanks
Thank
much.
you. Thank you,
Thanks for
Manish.
the hard work on that. Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Hey Manish, Charudatta here.
Hey, Charu, how are you?
I'm good. So Manish, thank you very much for your talk. And I think this is really one of the scientific study connecting whatever Manish said, scientific like old Buddha's meditation and then recent trend and all. So I have one question. Uh, so when we think differently, our neuron pattern gets changed. Okay, we like our thinking is all about neurons. So do meditation help in changing the neuron pattern or something like that, like because you said just to be calm and meditate for few minutes or even for hour, it's very difficult. So how did you, like, why you studied very scientifically, so I just wanted to know about the question whether neuron patterns get impacted or change or controlled by the meditation. So if you have any insight on that, please.
Yes, yes, definitely. Actually, when you meditate, I showed you, right? Through meditation, I showed you some of the statistic, right? When you meditate, so there is something called as amygdala in our brain, right? So amygdala is associated with fear. Most of our problem is associated with our fear, emotional images, right? So with meditation, if your mind is calm, right, you can achieve anything. If your mind is rushing, if your mind is full of thoughts and fear, so you don't have a clarity. That's where I also give an example where Albert Einstein, during his very calm state, he was able to achieve what he wanted to. So definitely with meditation, your neuron pattern will always change. There is also a book. I don't remember the name of the book, uh, but the realization, if you add a small improvement every day, if you meditate, that's how meditation does to your body and neuron. 5 minutes, 10 minutes of meditation, it's gonna, if you look at the cumulative um, experience through it, it will be very impactful. Definitely it has very, I can cover more examples, but meditation will definitely help you to change then the way our neurons behave. You can change the habits actually, right? There are many examples which I can explain, but we can have one-on-one conversation where I can explain this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I think there is one more
Yes.
question, I think from Dhananjay, I believe.
Yes, Manish. Jai Bhim. Thank you so much for giving this very informative details on this. Lately, I was reading one book which is named as Super Agers. It was released on in 2023, and this book also contains lot of information how AI would benefit our brain, our consciousness, our whatever the functions in the brain are, and how to enhance all those things. So out of all those points, like maintaining the diet, maintaining your daily habits, maintaining your these things, apart from that, one very important point came in, like meditation, how the meditation will help in the longevity and how
Yeah.
the AI can help in that. So my question is like, mm, the benefits of AI in meditation, it's measured through the biometric devices only, right? There's no other
Yes.
option.
No,
There's no
no
other
other
option.
option. I was also researching on that. The only way is that fMRI and EEG devices, through that you can capture the brain pattern. There is no other devices which I have found out or explored which
Correct.
is there. Yeah.
Correct. So in that terms, then I think we'll need more research, or
Yeah.
the people who are working in the AI will need more research in developing the devices which will again track the brain functions more effectively.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what, as you are coming from the pharmaceutical background, how you can relate your performance, not performance, or your information in terms of AI tracking, like how it will benefit, or how,
Yeah.
or
So
what are those
there
things
are.
in future can
Yeah.
happen.
Sure, sure. So there one study which is happening is a lot of people are facing Alzheimer disease, right? And
Yes.
there is also
Like
the last
download the patches and try
there is
to
I think somebody is talking. Yeah. So there is dementia, right? People are also, when we get into the old age, right? I know some of the my grandparents and other, into the old age, they get into dementia. They don't remember anything, right? There is Alzheimer, dementia. So if they are alert, they are focusing on present, and they are into the practice of meditation, they will not face this kind of issues. So that's what it can happen to your brain when you meditate. So that is couple of example which can be taken from this.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Are you writing any books or anything like that as such, any blogs or so, so that we
No,
can
so
help?
my plan is to do a research journal on this. I don't want it to go public, but anyway, I'm anyway
Hmm.
gonna go and write. So I'm gonna write a research journal on this and maybe publish this.
Okay. So is there any, handle we can follow you and your progress and track and
Sure,
and
sure,
learn from your experiences also?
sure, sure, definitely.
Okay, please share that information.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. May
Go ahead, Satyanaji. Yeah.
I? Uh, with regard to the age, I was wondering whether children, how young children should be introduced to meditation, and whether they can benefit a good deal. And lastly, um, yeah, I do feel that my memory sometimes, I have words in my mind, but it's not coming
Yeah.
out to speak or to write or something. But after a while, it comes back. So those kind of thing. How is there any special technique that can well help older people?
Yeah, so what I can suggest, Satyanaji, so first question about how early we can start. So I have seen in like Tibet, at a very early age, they start meditating, like 6, 7 years of age, maybe earlier, I don't know. But there is no limit when you can start. And once you realize how the life is, how the world is, that's where the kids can start meditating. There is also in Vipassana, they started like 7 or 8 years of age. And they have 7 days of program for kids. And they have also here in Boston, New York, also there is like 3 days, 4 days of program for kids. And another thing about you said your thoughts are not coming what you wanted to speak, right? So what I would suggest is, I think, focusing on present, again focusing on present, and you can learn more about the walking meditation, right? Realizing every moment when we are driving, we are walking, focus on present. The more we bring our, see, when we walk on a street, we have thousands of thought coming in our mind, right? We are not focusing on present. See, we have so much beauty around us, right? But we are not focusing on present. We are not realizing the beauty, the environment, what nature is providing to us, but we are into our own thoughts. If we can get away from that, we focus on present, that's where we can realize our potential.
Uh, can I add something on this?
Yeah, go ahead, Manish.
Yeah, it's my personal experience, not my personal experience, means my wife's experience. My wife, when we are expecting our first kid, she was very like emphasized to. She had done a couple of meditation before marriage, and she was very like particular. She wanted to go for meditation before delivery. So I sent her on our 5th month of term. I sent her to Dallas location, and it was very positive. Means like what I mean to say, like whatever mom is feeling, your baby is also feeling in the time, because whatever the way the food go to baby, thought process, feeling, emotions, everything goes to baby. So my wife is always talking with that, and like she always talking positive whenever she's alone and all. So I think the question what Saina sir asked, when to start for the kid, I believe so early is better or sooner is better, or like every stage, like it doesn't matter what age, like mom, dad, or kid. I think that somewhere when you're thinking positive, staying positive, staying like like optimistic side, it will always affect. So I can see more difference on the Smith. Like he was always listener, because she always the thinking positive, like how the kid should behave well and all. So I believe like sooner is better. But again, yeah, like when baby's out, maybe after 5 6 year, that may be the good time. But again, it's point of discussion. I'm not expert on that, but I just want to share that experience so that other people can get benefited. And the second part, what Dhananjay say, yeah, means you can start writing small books, Manish. Don't waste. I mean, not waste. I mean, this is sorry for bad word. I mean to say, yeah, share the knowledge, whatever you have on different
Sure.
level, because everyone has not has same intelligence, right? So,
Yeah.
whichever people can connect with that type of thought process is anyways work fruitful. I mean to say, and you will also
Yeah.
get more practice on it. I mean, I don't want to like suggest, but like that my thought process. Like I believe if you keep writing small books also
Yeah.
and keep updating, that will be a great idea. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
yeah, that is the only
Take
two
that
point I
as a
want to
suggestion.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, baby. Yeah, thanks, Manish.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, can I have a question? This is Kavita. I
Sure.
have a I have a Dhamma baby. He is now a high school junior,
Yeah.
and he has also done meditation, Vipassana meditation.
Mhm.
He is really interested in high school. He took computer science, and last year he did somehow some research on the. He developed a app in AI and to detect early cancer. Because I'm a cancer survivor, breast cancer
Okay.
survivor. So
Okay.
to help, he's working on to publish a paper, and this year something he's doing. He's not a vocal person. He don't discuss much with us. This
Yeah.
year something he's doing with his cell movement and quantum computing. So something he told, just
Yeah. Yeah.
high level hints.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as we are not from medical background, we don't have any idea about medical stuff or anything. It look like he is more interested to some computer science, AI, quantum computers, and medicine.
Yeah.
So will you guide him little bit if you have sometimes if he has some questions?
Sure.
Uh,
Sure, Kavita ji. I would be more than happy to talk to him and also learn what he is doing and also help him,
yes.
guide him. Definitely.
Yeah, because he's working on last year some to publish some paper last year
Yeah.
work, and this year he's doing. But he's as we don't have a knowledge, he little bit don't
Sure.
consider as a good
Sure.
input, so
Sure.
he never discuss with us all
Yeah.
these topic. So
Yeah.
how we can get your contact or
Yeah, I'll share in the chat, and I'll share my contact phone number in the chat.
He will be happy because he can talk a lot.
Yeah.
He don't
Yeah.
talk to us because we don't understand that much.
Sure.
But he will be happy to talk to you.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I think Ramesh is also having some question. Please go ahead.
Hey Manish, very good lecture,
Thank
well
you.
organized,
Yeah.
and like it's a good combination of meditation results as well as the recent development. Right. So I'm also practicing this meditation from 1995,
Mhm.
and somebody was asking like what are the techniques to measure, right?
Yeah.
What I felt, right, whenever I see like a really stressed situation. So in US, you don't know where you will get, like laid up tomorrow or today or any time, right? So
Yeah.
that type of situation, when I practice meditation, I'm seeing like the effect is really not that much. So I'm getting instant, the relief, or at least for that moment, I'm trying to get benefit by practicing meditation.
Mhm.
So I think we don't need to like have the external tech instrument. You can observe yourself and see
Sure, sure.
what benefit you are getting.
Self-realization is
Yes, exactly,
always, yes. I mean,
exactly.
this is only with this is with respect to research and science, right? To prove it, we need data, right? People don't agree to unless you have a statistic and data, right? We have to do the fact proving. But the self-realization, once you are into meditation, the self-realization what you have is humongous. So
Yeah, thank you.
I have one question from the facilitators. Where can we see the recording of the session? Is it on YouTube or Facebook? Or if you could guide us, because I would like to recommend this particular and some other these online Vihara sessions to my friends.
we are recording this. I think Mahesh Bhau or Akash can comment more on it. But this is live and we can share the link after the session.
Yeah, but where? I mean, YouTube or Facebook?
Yeah, YouTube, Facebook, I think it is live at the both places. Akash, you want to comment on this?
Yes, I guess Mahesh Dada, he can share all the recordings for this session.
Yeah, but how do we go? Can you give us the link? Like,
Yes, we'll share the link.
okay, thank you.
Yes. No, thank you. Okay, I can see the two questions. Like Dhananjay Dada, do you have any question?
I think he just asked.
No, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, so okay. So, any questions?
No more question, then Akash, we can conclude.
Okay, no problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So, thank you for the great discussion, everyone. Therefore, I conclude this meeting and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you for facilitating it very well. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Dosa kichan, dosa kichan.